What is the main characteristic of asexual reproduction? Rightly said, it has one single parent. However, we will now study a new method of reproduction. It's called as sexual reproduction. What do you think will be the difference in this kind of reproduction? If you're quick enough, you must have got the answer by now. The major difference lies in the fact that this method requires not one, but two individuals for reproduction. Yes, you heard me right. There are two parents in this kind of reproduction. Let us understand the mechanism of this reproduction in some more detail. The two individuals belong to different sex. One belongs to the male sex, while the other belongs to the female sex. Do you know the advantage of such a method of reproduction? In asexual reproduction, the child born is from a single parent and it is bound to be just like the parent. It will be genetically identical to the parent. Now, what happens when it's formed with the help of two parents? It would be a unique organism which shares similarities with both the parents, yet isn't exactly a copy of either one of them. Now, you'd be thinking why this is beneficial. It's quite simple to understand this as well. When an organism is born of two parents, the new individual will have a DNA which is formed by mixing the characteristics of both the parents. Thus, there will be a diversity and a new kind of DNA combination will be formed. This is called nothing but variation. And as we know, variation to some extent is good for living organisms. The new offspring will have a better ability to live through drastic environmental changes. How does this kind of reproduction actually take place? Is it just one cell or multiple cells that take part in this reproduction? The general mode of reproduction involves the work of two germ cells. What exactly are germ cells? In simple words, they are the cells that will take part in the process of reproduction. Does that mean that there are two types of cells in an organism's body? Yes, the cells other than the ones which help in reproduction are called as somatic cells. Somatic cells are the non-sex cells like skin or muscle cells, while the germ cells are sex cells like sperm and egg. What else differentiates them into these two categories? The number of chromosomes in the germ cells is only half the number present in the somatic cells. But why is that so? If you think logically, it's pretty easy to figure the reason out. The germ cell contains only half the number of chromosomes in order to meet the other half number in the germ cell of the opposite sex. Isn't this mechanism interesting? How do the two germ cells gain nutrition and energy for survival? The female germ cell is called the female gamete, while the male germ cell is called the male gamete. The female gamete contains food and is lodged in the female reproductive system. The male germ cell is usually small and motile so that it can penetrate the female germ cell. Once they meet, the nutrition is provided by the female cell and the unison creates a cell with the right number of chromosomes. In time, this cell undergoes cell division and multiplies to form an individual. The DNA inside the zygote, which is a new cell formed by the fusion of the male and the female gamete, helps the formation of the new organism. All the instructions required for the growth of the new organism are provided by the DNA in the zygote. We will learn so much more about this process in our further videos. I'm sure they will be very informative. Do watch them.